Hello, welcome to a new video. My name is 𝙏𝙤𝙠𝙮𝙮, and today I want to share the first development log of my next work. So this work will be an entry for the Artstation challenge, Neo Tokyo. It's a theme that I've been excited to do for a while. Since I've been to Tokyo, I'm a huge fan of Tokyo, as many of you watching, right? I got so much inspired by the architecture there, by the culture, all that stuff. I was very lucky to be there a few years ago. It was just an incredible experience. Since then, I've been wanting to do an environment with the sensations and with the views that I got there to translate some of those experiences into an environment. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to do it. And also because it has a deadline. It will be a short deadline, so I'm gonna keep my project very small in terms of scope, but I'm really gonna try to work on the idea, on the concept, on the feelings that I'm transmitting with this work. In this video, I want to talk about the concept phase, how I'm coming up with the idea. I already did some concept work before. When the contest was announced, I started to do some mental work, some imagination. So I already developed the scene in my mind, or at least the goals, at least the very general view of the scene I already have in my mind. And then I made a concept, which is this one here, and it really helped me to figure out some of the elements that I want to hit with this scene. And my main idea is the contrast between the new, shiny, bright world and the old world that still survives in the shadow of this new world. So I want to play with this contrast of having a very futuristic city in the backdrop and a very traditional suburb of Tokyo in the foreground. And for the foreground, the main inspiration that I'm gonna take is from the place that I stayed at in Tokyo. If I remember, the name was called 𝙏𝙤𝙠𝙮𝙮, and I took so many pictures there. But here is the general vibe that I want to hit with this scene. It's not what people think of Tokyo, right? When it comes to their minds, they always think about the neon, the signs. But I really enjoyed these other parts of Tokyo that are more residential, very quiet, very peaceful. And you can see how bright the sky is. So you can imagine how big the city is behind, right? For that sky to be that bright. So I want to play with this kind of contrasts. And this is the vibe that I'm going for in the foreground. So it will be a bit more abandoned than this. I don't want to make it look grimy or super dingy. I just want to make it look like it's still being used, but it's abandoned, the people moved out. But I don't want to have a feeling there of despair or, I just want to have a feeling that, people are still living there. There's still life there. There's still a different life than the artificial life in the backdrop. So I'm gonna keep the buildings very simple, not gonna go crazy. I really want to work with the lighting. I want to go for this kind of lighting here. I really want to try to hit this feeling. I think it's a bit of a hard lighting to nail in 3D, so I want to use that as a challenge to push my lighting skills. So where I'm gonna go from here? So now that the idea is kind of clear in my mind, I'm gonna start the design block out in the next phase. And one thing that I'm gonna keep in mind for this challenge is, first, my time will be short because I'm gonna be out for 2 weeks during the production, because something very special is gonna happen, and I'm going to Portugal to get married. My beautiful girlfriend. So I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be an epic trip. That's a time where I wanna be with them. I'm still gonna bring my laptop and I'm gonna try to do some small work here and there, but it will not be a priority during those 2 weeks. I really wanna live that moment. So I need to keep this in mind too. I'm gonna have less time that I would like to work for this. And also I have a full-time job, right? So this will be done on the side. So all these elements I'm taking into account when I'm thinking about the scope of the project, how big to make the project. And my process from here will be to next do the design block out and then an art block out. I'm gonna be playing just with shapes at first, colors. I'm not gonna do any detail, any architecture yet. I wanna figure out the composition, you know, like how far things are, how big they are in the composition. I really wanna work on this, because if I have a really nice composition in the beginning, I can just spend time polishing later. So I'm gonna refrain myself from looking at too many references at this point, because I already have the vision in my mind. I wanna use my imagination for this. And once I'm done with the base pass, then I'm gonna start thinking about architecture, what kind of shapes to use on the buildings and all that stuff. And another thing that I'm gonna refrain myself to as much as possible is to look at what other artists are doing, because I have a very clear vision for this and I wanna try to hit that vision. I wanna try to not be influenced by other artists and other types of art at this moment. I really want to see what I can do from my interior, let's say, from my imagination, from my mind, from, you know, the skills that I already have. So yeah, I'm very excited for this project, and I'll be documenting as much as possible here. I hope this was useful to you, and if you're joining the contest as well, I wish you the best luck. Have fun with this. Try not to stress about what other people are doing. Am I gonna win? Am I gonna lose? You know, like, try to get those thoughts out of the way so you can just do something that you will be happy with. I think that's what's important, because if we win, it's cool. If we don't win, it's cool as well. In the end, we're still gonna have a cool scene that we're gonna be proud of. So I'm gonna keep my mind in this kind of thoughts. So I'll see you next time, and best luck. Hey, if you enjoyed this video and you're looking to step up your environment art skills, I invite you to check my environment art creation course, Environment Art Mastery. This is a massive course that took me more than 2 years to put together and contains everything that I learned about environment art creation after more than a decade in the games industry. The course contains everything you need to know to be able to come up with your own ideas and take them to completion by using an easy-to-follow process that breaks down the creative process in logic steps. This process can be used to create all kinds of environments, no matter the style, theme, or engine. If you want to know more, visit environmentartmastery.com or watch the deep dive video in my channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.